Jack Smith might actually have to answer for some of the lawfare he's engaged in, guys. DOJ briefs House GOP on internal inquiry into Jack Smith misconduct allegations. The DOJ recently briefed the House Judiciary Committee on an internal investigation it had opened into special counsel Jack Smith's office. Jordan wrote Wednesday in a letter obtained by the Washington Examiner to Jeffrey Ragsdale, the DOJ Office of Professional Responsibility official who gave the briefing, that Jordan was unsatisfied with the information Ragsdale provided during it. Ragsdale said during the briefing, which took place last month, that he opened the inquiry into possible misconduct by Jack Smith's office in June 2023, but that he had not been able to take any further investigative steps while Smith's prosecution of President Trump remained pending, per Jordan. Ragsdale said that any action he took would interfere with Smith's cases, both of which have been terminated since Trump's election win. Interesting. So legally, even if they're sketched out by Jack Smith using lawfare to go after Trump, because those cases are open and pending, they cannot be reviewed or investigated themselves, because that creates a conflict of interest where you can't tell where's the corruption coming from. So I can understand why they would have to wait for those cases to be dropped in order to begin investigating them, in order to prove, hey, we're not influencing the investigation, we're not doing this to get them to drop it. But what we're just genuinely investigating allegations of misconduct. So that makes sense, and I can understand that. I'm glad that they didn't take the step of investigating the investigations while they're underway, right? We appreciate you confirming an open investigation into Jack Smith's prosecutors. We are concerned that your refusal to take prompt investigative steps will allow these attorneys to evade internal accountability by leaving the department. Interesting. They could leave the department and they could destroy records, even if it's illegal to destroy records. If they engaged in genuine acts if they engage in genuine lawfare, the legal precedent set for that could have worse consequences than just getting rid of records. You get what I'm saying? So even if they knowingly and obviously got rid of records, it could have less of a punishment if they were doing some serious stuff in the background. And so you need to send preservation orders in there, and you need to start having databases made of some of these documents for discovery and research purposes before they're able to start getting rid of the evidence, right? And I think that's really what they're referring to here. And I don't know what's involved or what they might be able to take with them when they leave the department, but I understand how Jordan would want none of that stuff going on because, dude, it's crazy. I'm not even sure if Jack Smith was legally appointed as special counsel. The entire appointment of Jack Smith as special counsel is in a complete gray zone. And then the Biden administration's involvement in those investigations is in a legal gray zone as well. Ragsdale said he opened the inquiry into Smith's office after someone working under Smith self-reported the possible misconduct to Ragsdale's office, according to Jordan. Wow. So it was so bad that someone who was on the team said something needs to be done about this. Dude, that's wild, because you know how uniparty and one-sided and how much of an echo chamber these leftist elites and these leftist bureaucrats like to entrench themselves with loyalists. So it's pretty wild to see. It must have been so bad, bro. It's absurd that OPR, department entity charged with upholding ethical conduct, would only examine allegations of prosecutorial misconduct after the subject of allegations has approved the inquiry. Why? Wow. Okay. Interesting. Wow. So they're not even covering their entire purview in their investigation. And so Jordan is under the impression that they are nerfing their own investigation. And now he's like, why are y'all doing this? Interesting. Let's see, Jordan wrote, this process does not inspire any confidence that the OPR's examination will be independent or impartial. Exactly. It's unclear what the nature of the misconduct was, but it is normal for attorneys to self-report to the DOJ's personnel office if they are aware of allegations being made about them in the media or elsewhere. Jordan, for his part, has been seeking records from Ragsdale since at least May about various ethics allegations against Smith and the attorneys working for him, including Jay Bratt, JP Cooney. Several of the allegations have appeared in the media and court papers. Interesting. Okay. Bratt's misconduct allegation, for example, was first raised in court by an attorney representing Walt Nauta, one of the co-defendants in the classified documents case against Trump. Okay, interesting. In court. So how is this? So the classified documents case, how he was supposed to be, how Trump was harboring classified documents and lying to the government about it, they claim, even though the photos, the FBI admitted that they'd staged the photos at Trump. This is crazy. How can the FBI bring props and stage photos in Mar-a-Lago and shut off the cameras inside Mar-a-Lago so no one sees what they're doing? Dude, the corruption in our halls of government, man. The attorney Stanley Woodward said that during a closed-door meeting, Bratt inappropriately brought up Woodward's application to become a judge while Bratt was trying to convince Woodward to comply with him in the Trump case. Smith has disputed the accusation? Are you kidding me? Dude, I'm tired of this backdoor, oh man, if you do this for me, we'll help your career. My God, bro. Cooney, another one of Smith's deputies who has come under scrutiny, was also a key figure in prosecuting Trump ally Roger Stone for lying to Congress, according to the DOJ Inspector General. Also, with what Roger Stone apparently lied about, I believe, and I'm going off of memory here, it was not even related to what they were investigating. He had made a passing statement relating to something outside of the investigation, and he had apparently misremembered, and that's why they charged him with lying. I'm going off of memory with that, guys. When it imposed a usually harsh sentence on Stone, and when he was overridden, began accusing the Trump administration of giving Stone special treatment. I mean, Stone has been friends with Donald Trump since like the 70s. Wasn't he also in Nixon's administration, and didn't Trump issue him a pardon? So, I mean, I don't know if you can argue preferential treatment from a technical standpoint. Not that I necessarily disagree with the way that Stone was targeted, but the DOJ Inspector General assessed in his report that this was not a well-considered move by Cooney. Jordan has said he's been seeking information from the DOJ about any internal investigations it conducted into Cooney's shocking sentence recommendation of Stone. Interesting. I didn't know that prosecutors could be looked into for requesting sentences and punishments that are too intense. I did not know. That's interesting. Jordan reiterated all of his past records requests to Ragsdale in his letter on Wednesday, and also told the DOJ official to interpret the letter as a preservation notice of the records, a sign that the GOP-led committee will continue its investigation into the next context. Wow. So Ragsdale did not issue a preservation notice to the people he's supposed to be investigating, but Jordan issued a preservation notice to Ragsdale. That's wild, dude. That's wild. I mean, who even knows if these preservation notices are even followed? You know what I mean, dude? It's wild, man. But this is what we got going on here in our institutions of government, man. The corruption is insane. Not only is it sketchy to even bring in this special prosecutor, but now the prosecutor prosecuting or investigating the special prosecutor is trying to avoid engaging in his own prosecution. Dude, they've been doing this since 2016, engaging in lawfare, trying to distract from our real domestic issues, our economy, our production, our manufacturing base, our constant leaking of our national sovereignty to globalism and the corporate globalist cabal. Dude, and they use this, and they use these prosecutors to muddy the waters and confuse and mix the headlines. The whole idea is to create an opaque atmosphere that has so much confusion and so much blame being placed on both sides that whoever's trying to come in, like you and me, just a regular person reading and looking at the news, can't tell what's going on. We talked about the framing in the last article, right? How there's legitimate things, and we went over the oversight committee. There's legitimate things to look into to Fauci, right? But instead, they present it as lawfare on Trump's side, right? Just like this. Jack Smith is an example and representation of lawfare by the left, right? But they're attempting to reframe it as lawfare by the right in approaching the corruption in our institutions of government. Dude, the left has been targeting us with the IRS, the FBI, for over a decade. Man, probably over 2 decades. And we are not even able to look into it because we can be targeted all day long. We can be treated unfairly all day long. And as soon as we start looking into it, we're engaging in corruption and lawfare on the other side. Dude, the level of projection is insane. And we need to reduce their power by targeting their base with conversations and patience, okay? Their whole power structure is built on mobs they can motivate through media framing and narratives they use to manipulate people's minds, guys. Our best way to reduce their power is to reduce their influence in our culture. And we can do that through conversations, guys. Dude, pull up some of the links in my articles. Dude, show them to your friends that disagree with you. Like the House GOP committee, dude. Dude, show them this stuff. Dude, go to Politico. Pull up Trump. Literally before he ever said there was very fine people on both sides, or just after he said that, he was like, oh, not neo-Nazis. I'm not talking about neo-Nazis. I'm not talking about white supremacists. They should be condemned totally. Bro, my dad, super Kamala, super left, buys everything they say about Trump until I showed him a lot of these clips and quotes that he had not let me show him for years until Trump actually won the popular vote. And he's looking at this stuff and he's like, wow, I can't believe the media has been saying this to me this whole time. So guys, there's a conversation to be had. Trump winning the popular vote really created a level of cognitive dissonance in people that they need to resolve. And that gives us an opportunity to step in and help them resolve it by showing them that they have been lied to by the people that they trust in media, guys. So, hey, I appreciate you. I'm going to see you on the next segment. All right, you guys rock.